segment. It's called The Plug Excel. We got a special funny guest in the building. Usually we got a lot of special guests, but this guy's extra funny, not like super scripted funny, like actually funny. Sal Vulcano, man, how you doing?
Thank you so much. I appreciate the introduction. I feel like
no doubt, man. It's all love
right off the bat.
Now, I gotta say, man, season 10 of Impractical Jokers. Some people don't even last, one season. Some people get canceled before the season's over with. How does it feel to be in your 10th season?
It feels like it's surreal, completely surreal. I don't know, I don't know who these people are that get canceled after one season, but it's, what can I say? No. Yeah, man. Someone just said to me earlier today, like an adult said to me, I've been watching you since I'm in high school. And I was like, oh my God, like, I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? Like someone who was like 16 is like 26 now when the show started, so it is wild to think that, but yeah, we're just having fun.
Outlasted a lot of shows, man. Hardcore Porn was out when you guys was out. You guys are still out. They're not. So that's just something for me to think about now. With this season, man, it's different not seeing your cancer friend Joe on there with y'all. It's really going to be different. But y'all got Method Man. You got these other celebrities, Brooke Shields. What has it been like not working with Joe and now having the new people working the co-host with you guys?
So Joe's like my best friend in the world, right? So if one person was going to replace him, Method Man's pretty damn good. With the show this season, we have guests now, right? So it's been really cool because it's kind of invigorated us in a way that we hadn't had in a while, and everyone on the show this season that you're going to see starting June 16th are like personal friends of ours that we have a relationship with. So they came in and there was like no real getting to know them because we kind of knew them already. And so they like fit right into it. And we made them a huge part of the show, and their like energy and their willingness to be in it. We hear a lot like, oh man, from people, I just wish I could try once on your show, just be on it once. Like that seems to be like everyone wants to take like, one turn. So it's no different with the people we've had on. They've all been so excited to do it. And some of them have brought so much to the table. So like, they made it better than it could have been without him. So it's a new look. It's a new feel this season. And I think that we stayed true to like what the fans would want, but we're giving them something new at the same time. So I think people are really going to dig it. I feel good about it. If I didn't feel good about it, I wouldn't say it. You know what I mean? Because going into it, I'm like, I hope this works. Because, you got to know we like do this for so long to have someone new come in. It's like, how's it going to go? How's it going to be? But I'm happy to say it was some of the funniest stuff we've ever done. So.
Now, before I ask my next question, I got to throw in something that I personally, I was watching the show before I became a journalist, but back when I was in college. Now, when you do your presentations, man, and you be about to choke in laughter, that drives me nuts. Now, I definitely got to ask you, Sal, what is it like for you now in this season? And how are you guys like able to just really top the creativity every season? I be like, yo, how can they top last season and y'all do it over and over again while I'm still laughing? How does that happen?
Thanks, man. It's hard. It's hard to do, but look, we don't want it to become boring for us either. And we say like, we'll keep doing it as long as we're having fun and it feels like fresh and new to us. So it's almost a function just to serve us as well as the audience. Like every year we say, how can we change it? Like how can it be dynamically different? How the things that we do, how are we going to approach them differently so that you're still watching what you love, but it feels fresh. We like kind of lock ourselves in. We have a great team. We work with a lot of people to make the show happen. It's not just us. And that's the whole goal for everyone. And we just set up in the beginning of the season and we all are on the same page. How are we going to do this? And we don't stop thinking about it until we get the right ideas. And, that's the pattern we've done. So every season that we start again, we know what our task is, and honestly, this season, it was a little bit easier in a way, not easier, but it was like, the show is new. We're having guests. So that in and of itself inherently was like, oh, this breathes new life, new like angle to it, So that helped a lot too.
Yeah, it definitely caught me off guard with the celebrity guest. Now I'm gonna pass that on over to DJ Inferno.
All right, Sal, I definitely have to.
This made me sound so much cooler than I am. Like just to be like, oh, I'm gonna pass Sal over to DJ Inferno. I just feel like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I just felt cooler after that sentence.
I definitely have to ask, since all of you guys are friends and even the celebrity guests that you have are your friends, your actual friends, does that make the jokes like even easier? Because it's kind of like you already know how some of them are going to react. and then to put these plots and jokes together and then put them to display? Does being friends for so long make that easier?
So yeah, it made it easier with this guest that we had, right? Because they were new, so we didn't have to like teach them, explain to them, or get like used to being with them. But as far as writing jokes, knowing each other this well surely helps. So it's sometimes it's easier to think of an idea because we're really tailoring it to each other. But it's easier maybe for me, but it ends up being worse for whoever I'm coming after, because I know them so well that I know what I'm gonna. So it's like yes, it can help inspire, like knowing the guests and knowing each other so well. But then if you're on the receiving end of that, it's like really, like it's not just, we're really digging in. You've seen the show. We involve family. Nothing's off limits. So it's kind of wild. Yeah.
All right. So I gotta ask. You guys do a lot of stuff on the show, like a lot, and I want to know, what have you done that probably didn't make the show? Like a joke that went bad, but it was still funny.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have, yeah.
It was still funny.
Yeah, I actually have a bit in my act. I do stand up. I'm actually touring through, I'm in Minneapolis on June 18th at the Pantages Theater. So I'm coming through doing stand up. I'm on tour, and I have a bunch of that stuff in my act where I talk about stuff that went south. There's one where we decided so the idea was that we were going to try to talk baby talk to adults and get them to answer us back in baby talk. So how people instinctively are like to kids, like, oh, how are you? Look at this little guy. So we're like, all right, so we got to talk to an adult, and like, hopefully if we win, if they talk to us back that way. So we're like, how are we going to put ourselves in the best position to achieve that? And so we decided, we'll go to a children's park because there'll be parents there. And what we'll do is we'll first start talking to the kid that way. Then we'll transition to the parent so it won't seem weird. And that'll give us our best chance to make this bit happen. But we didn't think it out too much because we went to this park that was all children, and it was just like men walking around the park without children of our own, just going up to kids like, hello, how are you? And I think we were there for 15 minutes. And someone called the cops immediately. It was ill-conceived, in hindsight. I was like, yeah, what are we doing? But the cops came and they made us leave the park, but they were fans, so we didn't get in trouble. They came and they were like, we got a call, and then they saw us. They're like, oh, come on, guys. They were just like, all right, get out of the park, but you're not in trouble.
That I could definitely imagine being a parent and like, what the heck is all these dudes doing in the park with no kids, and they're talking to everyone?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy the things we get to do, especially with kids. When we involve kids, it's so fun to me because it's like, we don't hold back even with the kids on the show. So it's just funny. We have a bunch of stuff this season come up where we have child actors playing our own kids in scenes. So we started involving, like I said, a little more dynamic. So we play off these kid actors and stuff, and they've been great too. It's fun.
That's nice. Well, we'll definitely be tuning in June 16th when Impractical Jokers season 10 drops, and since you'll be in Minneapolis June 18th at the Penn Theater, we'll definitely stop by and see you there. But before we go, if we can get you to give us a drop, we just need you to say, "This is Sal Vulcano, and you are plugged in with the Plug XL."
You got it. Hey, this is Sal Vulcano, and you are plugged in with the Plug XL.
Thank you, Sal. We definitely...
Is that professional? I felt professional.
Oh, yeah. We definitely appreciate your time. We will see you when you come to the cities on the 18th, and hopefully we get to mingle in person. We can probably take you to the strip club and get you some tacos.
What a 1-2. I love that. Yeah. For me, at this day and age, let's do tacos first, and then we'll think about the strip club. But yeah, that's good.
Tacos are at the strip club.
All right, that's it. It's settled. We're going right into the show.
Hey, thanks, Sal. Thanks, Jessica. Thanks you a lot as well. Appreciate y'all.
I appreciate it. Thanks for your time, guys. Appreciate it. Okay.